Hey kids, what's happening? Oh, it's a hot day. We're the dog days of August here in Ohio. And I worked my tail off today, just working around the acres here. Uh, I had a little home repair to do, had to fix some flashing. So I did that this morning while it was cool. Finished mowing the lawn, which is always a big project. I don't mind mowing, but it sure takes a lot of your day. And then I had quite a bit of pruning to do. You know, I had some large spruce trees, one of them right up by the house. And we got to looking at it, and there was a lot of dead branches on the bottom part, so I ended up cutting those off. And boy, that ended up being one heck of a job. It was a little more than I had anticipated. I think I hauled anywhere from 6 to 8 loads of brush over into the woods after I cut all the dead stuff off of them. So I'm hot now, I'm tired, and I suppose you want a story. Yeah, well, it's hard for me to come up with a story today. I don't have anything. The one thing I have been pondering, though, today as I was out toiling around, you know, when you're working, you always got these thoughts going through your head. Why is it that Harley riders, Harley owners, Harley guys, Harley bikers, why is it that they hate the Jap bikes? And I don't know if hate is the word, but it seems like there's a distaste for Jap bikes, specifically for the sport bikes. Why is that? I don't know. To me, it's kind of like the rednecks arguing whether Ford's better than Chevy. Now, right now, I got a Chevy. It was kind of a retirement thing for me. Got this real nice 2500 four-wheel drive. It's got 4 doors. It's really sharp, you know, but I'm paying for it. It's costing me an arm and a leg, but that's all right. You know, I feel like in this part of my life, Val and I deserve something nice, and we can tow our big travel trailer with this and really go wherever we want now. We're not limited. So next year we're even talking about hauling the RV out to California, taking a big epic journey. But anyway, back to the subject. Yeah, what's the difference between like Ford and Chevy? Really, nothing. It's your prerogative which one you like. I owned Fords for a long time. I've had 5 or 6, maybe even more. Boy, I can't even remember anymore, because over the many years I've had a lot of Fords. And I just got sick of Fords, you know. The last couple Fords I had ended up being nothing but trouble. So I decided to bump up a notch and go with the Chevy. So, you know, Harley versus Kawasaki versus Yamaha versus Indian, Moto Guzzi, Ducati. It's all your personal choice. And I don't know why anybody would be so dead set on one particular brand name that they would dislike anybody that owns anything any different from what they have. It seems kind of ridiculous. But I'll give you this, you know, Harley goes back to some of the original roots of motorcycles in this country. And it's kind of got the image of an American bike. That and the Indian. So, you know, Harley riders they feel very patriotic. It's an American dream, a Harley Davidson. But there's really no comparison to them against the Jap bikes. They're a whole different breed, you know, and there's so many makes and models of them, so it's hard to really compare. But let's just go with the sport bikes, for instance. You can't really compare a sport bike to a Harley. It's a whole different experience. It's kind of the sport bike's kind of a young man's motorcycle. There's no real comfort there. You're hunched over the handlebars for the most part. But I'll give you this. They're fast. They're wickedly fast. They got a lot of torque. And the balance on them is for racing. They're impeccable machines for doing stunt work, wheelies, and that kind of thing. Where Harleys are kind of cumbersome in that degree. Now, I'm talking about a stock Harley. I'm sure there's some of you guys that have built your Harleys to where they'd probably be an equal match against a crotch rocket. But the torque on the crotch rockets is extreme, and they're geared for speed, and they're geared for racing. That's what they're made for. And a stock Harley isn't made for that. They're more cruising bikes. They're made for looks. They're made for the sound, the V-twin. So what's the argument, you know? I mean, when I go down the road, every time I see a motorcycle, they're waving at me. And for a long time, I never waved back. I don't know why. To me, it was just kind of goofy. Like, you know, you're going down the road and the guy's like waving and hey, how are you? You know, and you going the other way. So I never waved back. But recently, I started waving back. I just think it's kind of a kind thing to do. And if you're going to wave at me, I don't care what you're riding. I'll give you a wave back or a thumbs up or something, you know. I'm not real particular. If I don't, I'm probably shifting gears or hitting the brake or something like that, and I can't take my hands off. If V's on the back, she's liable to go ahead and wave for me, so that works too. So really, I have no qualms about what you ride. I don't care, but I know some people still kind of hold that image to be true. That, you know, if you're not into their culture of motorcycling, then, you know, you suck. And it's kind of a stereotypical way of thinking, I guess. It's unfair. It doesn't even really make much sense, because if you're a biker, you're a biker. If you ride, you ride. And if you like to ride and you enjoy riding, I don't care what kind of riding you do. If you do city riding, if you do dirt bike riding, motocross, if you do road racing, if you just go cruising on your Harley and go cross country, you're still a motorcyclist, you're still an enthusiast, you're still a biker in my book. So anyway, that was going through my head today. I don't know, maybe I'm getting older and I don't know about wiser, but I'm starting to soften my heart a little bit, where when I was younger, yeah, I was one of those jerks who would make fun of, you know, anything other than where I was. So, you know, that isn't really cool either. And I realize that. So, changed my ways a little bit, and now I'm more open. You know, last weekend we went up to Cleveland. They had the sport bike stunt competitions, and it was their very first annual one up there. And so we just kind of went on a whim. You know, I said, well, we got nothing else to do, and it's motorcycle related. I said, I think I'd like to check it out. So V and I went up there to watch these I don't know what to call them, races, but to watch the competition. And there was these young bikers. This is a young biker sport. I didn't see any old guys doing this, because you got to be pretty agile, and it takes a lot of strength and stamina to hold these bikes up. But they were very talented, and they were, like I said, they were from all over the country. One kid was from Wyoming, another kid was from New York City, and you could tell they have a lot of experience with these sport bikes. And boy, they impressed me. They impressed me with their skills, their balance techniques, and just how they handled the power of that bike. And kind of gutsy. I mean, I think it's something that I think would be really fun, but it would take a lot of talent and skill to do. I would love to be able to ride like that. Of course, you know, when I rode motocross, I wasn't that good. I didn't race, I just rode for fun. And I liked hitting the jumps and the whoop-dees and power sliding around corners and stuff like that. I really loved that. But there was guys that were 10 times crazier than me, and I always wished that, you know, I had those skills to do that. There was guys that could jump, you know, 30 feet in the air and land on both wheels and just keep going. And I don't know, I just never had the balls to do that. I could land a pretty good jump, but I couldn't launch myself like some of these pros do. So hats off to those that can. If you're young and limber, more power to you. Us old guys, we have to stick to the touring bikes, the cruisers they call them, the slower pigs. So you get older, you're more prone to go with a Harley, an Indian, a Gold Wing, something bigger and that's comfortable and that you can kick back and just take the slow lane. Well, talking about the slow lane now, I am done for today. I'm hot and I need to go in and rinse the filth off of me. Get something cold to drink, chill out, get something in my belly, and call it quits for this day. Until next time, cats, ride hard and